There we are. Good morning, YouTube. It's Monday, the 25th of February 2019. So, I've had a couple of days off. I did go live very, very quickly on Saturday, but I felt like I had to go live this morning. I went on to, but I thought I'd go live this morning and tell everyone about Science Museum. The Science Museum in London, in South Kensington, has been a staple tourist attraction for many years. I've been there so many times. I love the Science Museum. And we went there again on Saturday. No, not even Saturday, sorry, my bad. Yesterday, on Sunday, we went to the Science Museum. And for the amount of times I've been there, and I've literally been there and I've looked at everything, you know, and I've been in awe of some of the things that you can see and learn in the Science Museum. It's fantastic in there, you know. But when I went there yesterday, there was something missing. The Science Museum on yesterday's visit was missing something, and I can't quite put my finger on it. I wasn't looking at things in amazement, you know. I wasn't wowed by stuff anymore, you know, and I don't know why, because I love the Science Museum. I love all of our museums, to be fair. They're fantastic places of education, but I think what it may have been was a mixture of things, because where I've been there before and pretty much the whole place has been open, there were 3 exhibits in there which you had to pay for. And you know, for me and my little family, we don't really want to have to pay for anything, especially when museums are free. So that's one thing. One thing that got to me as well, the second we walked in there, is the staff that, I know museums are free, don't get me wrong, but people that walk in there, like myself, and the staff, as you walk past them, asking for donations. Now, again, I understand that museums are free at the point of use. I get that, and I know they operate on donations, and I know they have to hike up their prices in the shop to make up their revenue. But you know, I don't like going somewhere and instantly being bombarded with, please can you spare a donation? Please can you spare a donation? No, I'm not gonna spare a donation. Not going to happen. You know, I'll give you a donation at the end of it if I feel it's worth it. And unfortunately, I mean, I was going to give him a £5, but I just don't feel it was worth it today. I mean, yesterday. It's sad. I tell you what else I found was quite disappointing, and I mean disappointing, is the amount of interactive exhibits that were there. I mean, there's quite a lot, don't get me wrong, but a good 40% of the interactive exhibits were broken, for lack of a better word. They just weren't there. They were there, but they weren't available to use and interact with. You know, there was no one there actively trying to mend things. You know, there's certain things that I found quite interesting that I couldn't interact with myself because they just weren't there. And there would be like a sticker over the exhibit right at the front saying, sorry, this one's being fixed by our maintenance guys. No, it's not. It's sitting there. And the thing is, the sticker looked so old, like it had been broken for a while. You know, it's like, when has it broken? When was this exhibit not functional? you know, because it looks like it hadn't been functional for a long time. So there's that. It's just silly things. I mean, obviously you go there and it's nice to see the amount of things to do with space and energy and aviation. You can delve into the atmosphere, you know, or rise up into the atmosphere in that part of the museum, and learn all about the greenhouse gases and this, that and the other. And it is great, don't get me wrong, but it was lacking something. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's like having a cup of tea every day, your whole life, and having 2 sugars in it. Okay? You can only drink tea with 2 sugars. Okay? And then one day you decide to have tea and your sugar is gone, and all you have to use are your mum's sweeteners. That's exactly what it's like. I mean, it's tea, it's sweet, but it's just something missing. It's just something not quite right. It was not as enjoyable as you'd hoped it would have been. You see, you drink it, you get to the end of it, but you weren't satisfied. That's exactly what it is with me yesterday. Is I love the museum. We go there all the time. We went there, we got through it, we finished it, but we just weren't satisfied. It was just me anyway, maybe it's just me. I felt like it was lacking something, you know, especially it should have been a bit more looked after, because it has been the school holidays, kids have been off school for a week, and yesterday being a Sunday, literally the kids going back to school today, you'd have thought that the Science Museum would have had everything fixed for the school holidays. I mean, that's just my own personal opinion. So in that respect, you know, the museums need to pull their finger out. So what's going to happen today is my eldest son, Jack, he's actually going to the British Museum on a school trip, and I hope he comes back home and says that he's learnt something or that he enjoyed it. I mean, not being funny, my kids didn't know any different yesterday at the Science Museum. They didn't really care too much if things were broken or not, because to them it's a day out. It's, you know, they look at the things and they've never seen before, and they are like, ooh, ah. But for me, no. I mean, it's in a weird way, it's silly little things like looking at the replica of the lunar lander, knowing full well that we can't get past our own radiation belt between Earth and the moon now. How could we have done it in that thing when it was made of tin foil? It makes me wonder, did we actually go to the moon or not? You see, it's just, there's so much overwhelming evidence, and yet there's stuff like this in museums. I think there needs to be an investigation into that, because I just don't see it happening. I mean, would you go into a hard vacuum like space with nothing but tin foil to protect you? No, it's like going underwater, you know, with only a bubble to protect you. The deeper you go, is the bubble going to protect you from the rising pressures, the crushing pressure of the water on top of you? Will a bubble protect you? No. The same as a bit of tin foil won't protect you from space. Let's read some of these comments. Let's have a look. Good morning, everyone. Tim, Patrice, Ross, Tim, good morning. I'm going to have a good day at work. Life is fun. Morning. Yeah, it's true. I think they need to do more on top of things. It's a big thing to get local kids in the UK. Not to forget the tourists. Yes, true. It's very true. Let's hope. Let's not get into that. The moon landing. Yeah, right. Biggest movie ever made. Yes. But no, I am funny when it comes to the moon landing. But I'm going to do a video on that at some point. This is all down to whether or not I can be bothered to get my tin foil hat going. you know, because I've got to get the antenna fixed. You know, I might actually wrap tin foil around my metal colander and start doing that before delving into moon landing videos. But we'll see. But I was quite disappointed with my trip to the museum yesterday. I mean, I enjoyed it because I was with my family and I was with our friends actually, because our friend and her daughter came along too, and we did have a nice day out, don't get me wrong. It's just when you expect something from a museum and it doesn't deliver, that's what it is. I mean, another analogy is like ordering a pepperoni pizza, the same pizza you've ordered every week. Say on a Friday you order a pizza and you get the same pizza all the time, double pepperoni. Okay, it's been delicious every time. It's been cheesy, it's been cooked all the way through, and it's had that beautiful stuffed crust. This time you've ordered the exact same pizza and it's turned up with 2 slices of pepperoni and it was slightly undercooked. That's pretty much what it was like going to the Science Museum yesterday. Like a slightly underdone pepperoni pizza with no pepperoni. So anyway, I want to let everyone go in this 11-minute and nearly 20-second video, quite short for me actually. Everyone have a wonderful Monday and I'll keep everyone posted in due course.